Good morning, my dear children. This is P. Vasantakumar, social teacher from DAV High School, SDSTPS, AP Genco, Naltur. Today we are going to learn part 4 of the natural realms of the earth. In the previous session, we have been learning from this chapter, explain the 4 different names of the earth, describe about the jigsaw puzzle and the moving plates, illustrate about slow movements and sudden movements, describe about external process, interpret how air and water transform the surface of the earth, explain the work of water and glaciers on the lithosphere. Today, in this part, learning objectives, by the end of the chapter, you will be able to explain the work of waves and wind on the lithosphere, describe the action of vegetation and human beings. Let us see the impact of water on lithosphere. Waves are mainly a product of the wind. It's the first step in the formation of surf-able waves. Wind interaction on the surface of the ocean far from the coast can create some of the best waves on the earth. The coastal land forms are formed due to the erosion and deposition by the sea waves. The waves flow continuously and strike at the rock, resulting in the formation of hollow-like caves. Over time, these cavities become bigger and bigger. Only the roof of the caves remain, thus forming sea arches. Eventually, the top of the arch will collapse due to gravity and lack of support. These walls-like features are called stacks. The steep rocky coast rising almost vertically above seawater is called as sea cliff. Over time, with further weathering, the sea cliffs transform into capes and bays. A cape is a headland cutting out into a sea. A bay is a wide-mouthed recess in the line of coast. The deposit sediments of the waves along the seashore form beaches. Now, let us see the influence of wind on lithosphere. Winds in the desert are often extreme and unrestricted by trees and vegetation. Deserts constitute for about 1/5 of the Earth's land. They are rocky, stony, and sandy. The strong winds act as abrasive sandpaper as they carry sand, soil, and erode the hard rocks. Especially in the desert region, the wind creates many interesting erosions and depositions. In the desert region, we can see 2 types of rocks. In that, mushroom rock, one of that, and second one, Inselberg. Mushroom rock. It is also called as a rock pedestal or a pedestal rock. These rocks are formed by the processes of erosion and weathering. These are named as mushroom rocks since they look like mushrooms. These rocks have a narrow bottom and wider top as the wind cuts the lower section of the rocks more than the upper part. Now, Inselberg. Inselberg is a German word where Insel means island and Berg means mountain. Inselbergs represent characteristic rock outcrops which rise suddenly above a plain, hilly country or rainforest. The isolated hills rising equally from the ground are called Inselberg or island mountain. Sand dunes. 1/4 to 1/3 of the world's deserts are covered with sand. A sand dune is an accumulation of sand formed by the wind, by waves, and by eroding sandstone. Their structure constantly changes since they are dependent on the ever constant forces of wind and water. Sand dunes act as a natural barrier against storms and waves, protecting houses and cottages that may be inland. Loess is a geologically recent deposit of silt or material which is usually yellowish or brown in color and consisting of tiny mineral particles brought by wind to the places where they now lie. They are rich in lime or foam and coherent. Loess plains are plains formed by the deposition of loess. Now let us see the action of vegetation and human beings. Action of vegetation and human beings on the lithosphere in simple terms mean the impact of biosphere on lithosphere. Humans are now responsible for causing changes in the environment that hurt animals and plant species. Vegetation like trees, plants, grass, etc. helps in the weathering of rocks. Weathering causes the disintegration of rock on the surface of the earth. Plant and animal life, atmosphere and water are the major causes of weathering. When the roots of the plants drive into the rocks, fine cracks, holes are formed on the rocks which help the water to seep into the rocks. Moreover, the plants and grass layers on the soil helps in the prevention of soil erosion. We the humans also play a major role in the transformation of the crust. Human actions impact of mining on lithosphere. Mining disturbs and removes the rocks, ores and minerals in the geosphere. It leaves huge gaping holes in the earth. The mine tailing are pulled up in large mounds on the surface of the geosphere. Subsidence is an effect that occurs above a deep mine. The deep mines cause redistribution of the existing tectonic stress field disturbed by the excavation process. High stresses exist inside tectonic plates and they are sensitive to any perturbation. In case of mining, the mass removal causes fault zones and eventually earthquakes. Second one, impact of building cities with brick and cement on lithosphere. Constructing buildings with cement and bricks has a lot of negative effects. Concrete used to create hard surfaces causes to surface turnoff and it can cause heavy soil erosion. Constructing the buildings with cement, bricks and concrete have different thermal and hydrological properties. These cause the surface absorbs and stores heat and water. Now impact of agriculture on lithosphere. Man has been trying to manipulate more and more of nature and exploit this natural resource by the unscientific practice of agriculture. Agriculture causes the depletion of underground aquifer through overdrafting. Under irrigation gives poor soil salinity control, which leads to increased soil salinity with consequent buildup of toxic salts on soil surface. Wide use of agricultural chemicals causes soil pollution. Now impact of dams on lithosphere. As a result of dam construction and holding of sediments in reservoirs, sediment feeding of downstream channel or shore beaches is prevented. Corrosions may occur. Rare archaeological and historical places with their exceptional beauties disappear after lying under the reservoir. Earthquakes and volcanic activity can be induced by the weight of the reservoir on nearby faulty lines. Soil erosion of silt deposited at the edges of reservoirs can seriously damage surrounding vegetation and farmland by sand blow. In geology, denudation is a long-term sum of processes that cause the wearing away of the Earth's surface, leading to a reduction in elevation and relief of landforms and landscapes. I feel this chapter has finished successfully. We will meet with next chapter. Thank you.